San Francisco Giants vs Los Angeles Dodgers. San Francisco is 49-54 overall this year. They are in 4th place in the National League West Division. The Giants are 12 games back of the Dodgers for 1st place in the division. The Giants are 4.5 games back of the Padres and Cardinals for the final wildcard spot. San Francisco has lost 4 of their last 6 games. The Dodgers are 6-1-4-2 this season. They are in 1st place in the National League West Division. Los Angeles is 7.5 games ahead of the Padres for 1st place. They are also just 3.5 games back of the Phillies for the best record in the National League. The Dodgers had won 5 straight games coming into Wednesday night before the Giants snapped the win streak. The Dodgers and the Giants finished their series on Thursday with the triumphant return of Clayton Kershaw. The lefty will be making his season debut after going under shoulder surgery in the offseason. This will be a big boost for the Dodgers lineup and will give them an edge in Thursday's game. Expect a more confident Dodgers team go out and take the win over the Giants, who are hitting .210 in the month of July. Los Angeles is also hitting .274 against the Giants this season. Behind Kershaw's arm, the Dodgers will get the easy win and send their in-state neighbors packing. Take the Dodgers money line. The Giants are hitting .241 this season, which places them 16th. They have scored the 17th most runs and they have earned the 15th most hits. San Francisco has collected the 10th most doubles and 8th most triples. They have hit the 6th fewest amount of home runs. The Giants have stolen the fewest amount of bases, too. The Giants are hitting .230 when they play on the road. In July, the Giants are hitting .210 in 17 games played. The Dodgers have the 5th best batting average with a .254 record. They have scored the 3rd most runs and they have earned the 5th most hits. Los Angeles has hit the 3rd most home runs while they have secured the 2nd most walks. The Dodgers are hitting .248 when playing at home. They are hitting .245 in 17 games this month. The Dodgers also hold a batting average of .274 in 11 games against the Giants. The Giants' offense has struggled this month as they have been hitting .210. They will face a motivated Clayton Kershaw, who is making his season debut. The Dodgers are also just .245 this month. I think this will be a low-scoring game, especially with San Francisco starting Logan Bell, who has an ERA of 3.78 in 3 starts versus the Dodgers. Take the under 8.5 runs on Thursday. Detroit Tigers vs Cleveland Guardians. Detroit is 50-53 overall this season. The Tigers are in 4th place in the American League Central Division. They are 12 games back of the Guardians for 1st place. The Tigers are also 6 games back of the Royals for a wild-card place. Detroit has lost 3 of their last 4 games entering Thursday. Cleveland is 6-1-4-0 overall this season. The Guardians are in 1st place in the American League Central Division. They are 5 games ahead of the Twins for 1st place. The Guardians also hold the best record in the American League. They lead the Orioles by 1 game for the top spot. Cleveland has won back-to-back games coming into Thursday. The Guardians look to win and take the series off of the Tigers with a win on Thursday afternoon. Cleveland has the best record in the American League, which will continue. The Guardians will be starting Gavin Williams, who pitched extremely well over the Tigers earlier this season. He allowed just 4 hits and 0 runs against Detroit. He is poised for another good outing, where the Tigers are hitting .226 on the road. Detroit's pitching staff also holds an ERA of 3.95 when they play on the road. The Guardians will have their chance to score in this game and come out on top. Take the Guardians minus 1.5 runs. Cleveland is hitting .242 this season, which places them 15th best. The Guardians have scored the 13th most runs and they have earned the 19th most hits. Cleveland has struck out the 5th fewest amount of batters and they have stolen the 8th most bases. Cleveland is hitting .243 when they are playing at home. They are hitting .231 in 18 games this month. Cleveland is hitting .228 in 10 games against the Tigers. Detroit is hitting .2333 this season, which ranks 7th worst in the league. They have scored the 16th most runs, and they have earned the 11th fewest amount of hits. The Tigers have hit the most triples in the sport, too. The Tigers are hitting .2226 when they are playing on the road. In July, the Tigers are also hitting .255, which has helped them immensely. Detroit is hitting .250 in 10 games against the Guardians. The Guardians are hitting just .228 against the Tigers this season. They have struggled at times offensively, especially since the All-Star break. They are earning their wins via strong pitching. The Tigers are also hitting .226 when they play on the road. This will be another low-scoring effort between the two Cubs on Thursday afternoon. Take the under 8.5 runs on Thursday. Atlanta Braves vs New York Mets. After having Game 2 postponed, the Braves dropped the series finale to Cincinnati 4-9. Atlanta had 10 hits on the day with 3 players logging multiple at the plate. They just couldn't convert those hits into runs. Jarred Kelenic added 2 RBI. Alan Winans got the start, and over 2.2 innings he allowed 7 runs on 6 hits while striking out 3. The Mets took their series opener against the Yankees in a 3-2 final. The Mets had 8 hits coming from 6 different players. Jeff McNeil had 2 hits and a 2-run home run. Jose Quintana got the start, and over 5 innings he allowed 1 run on 3 hits, while striking out 6. New York hasn't announced who is expected to take the mound in Game 1. Looking at the Mets staff as a whole, there have been some inconsistencies. They are currently bottom 10 in collective ERA and are issuing walks at the highest rate in baseball. That said, they hold their strongest ERA and OB at home this season. The Mets have been more vulnerable under the lights this season, but their highest win percentage comes when they've played in night games. While they sit 1-7 in July, the Mets are on pace for one of their weakest months on the mound. If the bats dry up, there may be little to backstop the weak heaving. The inability to close out sides with hitting and scoring position poses a threat, and as the Mets fall to the bottom half of the league in home runs allowed, there is also some cause for concern. After what was a strong all-around season last year, the Braves have been hiding behind their strong pitching staff. That same staff has been vulnerable over the course of July, and they'll face a Mets lineup that has climbed into the top 10 in home runs and doubles hit per game. Add to, the Mets have thrown their strongest at home this season and are on pace for their best month of the season. Look for New York to steal Game 1. My team pick is New York Mets moneyline. The Braves haven't announced who will take the mound in Game 1. The Braves' pitching staff has been solid this season, sitting 3rd in overall ERA and climbing into the top 10 in hits allowed. While their road ERA does sit above their season average, they are holding foes to under .230 at the plate. It should still be noted, however, that Atlanta has their lowest win percentage when on the road this season. Their OBA has climbed over the course of July, and while Atlanta still ranks 3rd in strikeouts thrown per game, we have seen some vulnerabilities when it comes to runners in scoring position. They'll look to lean on their strong ball command here to stump the Mets at the plate. As touched on, the Mets are hitting very well this month, and while the Braves have seen their batting average drop in July, they are still averaging over 1.5 home runs per contest. Both of these clubs are top 10 in home runs and extra base hits on a per-game basis. Along with that, Atlanta's highest ERA comes on the road while the Mets' highest is in night games. Look for both offenses to find ways to get runs on the board here. My total pick is over 7.5 runs. Oakland Athletics vs Los Angeles Angels. Throughout this season, the Oakland A's have maintained a record of 5-3-5-1 against the run line. When playing on the road, their record against the run line slightly decreases to 24-27. However, after experiencing a loss, the A's have shown resilience with a record of 3-4-2-8 against the run line. In their previous game, Oakland was unable to cover the run line. Nevertheless, it is worth noting that they have successfully covered the run line in 7 out of their last 11 games played take Los Angeles Angels 1.5 runs. This season, the Oakland Athletics have experienced 53 out of their 104 games played going under the posted total. When playing on the road, the Athletics have seen 28 out of 51 games also falling under the posted total. Furthermore, in situations when the team plays on 0 days rest, the Athletics have observed 48 out of 87 games going under the posted total. On the other hand, the Los Angeles Angels have witnessed 50 out of their 102 games going over the posted total this season. Specifically, in their 51 home games, the Angels have seen 25 games go over the posted total. Following a win this season, the Angels have encountered the next game going over the posted total in 23 out of 44 game scenarios. However, the Angels' last 3 games have resulted in going under the posted total, along with 5 out of their last 8 games. Despite the recent under trends by both teams, the pitching matchup lends this game to an over result. Go over the posted total in this Major League divisional battle. Take over 9 runs.